Friends, don't worry about the notes. I'll give you this PDF in the description below. Now let's focus on our lecture video. Hi friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video we are going to learn about system of forces. This is our third lecture video in our series of Introduction to Engineering Mechanics. Don't forget to watch our two lecture videos which we done previously to get better idea of our subject. In this video we are going to learn system of forces. What are the system of forces? How many types of forces are there? Those are all things we are going to learn. So first we will see system of forces. System of forces. Here you can see the flow chart. Force system. First, force system is divided into two. One is coplanar force system and another one is non-coplanar force system. Right here you can see. Okay, first force system is divided into coplanar force system and another one is non-coplanar force system. Then coplanar force system is further divided into three parts. Like here you can see concurrent, parallel, non-concurrent, non-parallel. That means you can call them like this: concurrent coplanar force system, parallel coplanar force system, non-concurrent, non-parallel coplanar force system, like that. Here you can see that non-coplanar force system is further divided into three parts. Like here the same thing is happening here also: concurrent, parallel, non-concurrent and non-parallel. Okay, here you can see non-coplanar force system is divided into three parts. So in the same way parallel force system is also divided into two parts, like ones and another one are unlike ones. Here also parallel one are divided into two, like ones and unlike ones. So now we are going to know what are concurrent, parallel, non-concurrent forces. We are going to know about these all things. Okay. First we will know about the coplanar force system. Here if you think a plane, like a plane where all the forces are lying on the same line of action of forces, like these all forces are lying on the same, like they are facing towards the same direction, right? And they are parallel to each other. Yeah, coplanar force system means if the line of action of all the forces lie on the same plane, the system is known as coplanar force system. These all forces are lying on the same plane. Like this is one plane. Okay, here all the forces, like here three forces are there. You may think 10, 100, 1000, 10 lakh. All the forces are acting on the same line of action or in the same plane, you can make call. This is a one plane. Okay, in one plane all the forces are lying on the same line of action. Like here these three are parallel and lying on the same line of action of forces. Okay, next, non-coplanar force system. Here it is like different from coplanar force system. In what way it is different? Here you can see, here two planes are there. This is first one, you may call first one, this is second one. Okay, if the line of action of all the forces don't lie on the same plane, then the system is known as coplanar, non-coplanar force system. Here two forces are lying on first plane, and here two forces are lying on second plane. If they lie on the same plane, then they called as coplanar force system. Here in this case they are lying on different planes, that's why they are called as non-coplanar force system. By seeing this diagram you can understand in a better way. So next we are going to see our next one, parallel force system. Here in this diagram you can see that this force F1, this one F2 and this force F3 are parallel to each other. Like this one is parallel to this one is parallel to this one, like F1, F2, F1 is parallel to F2, F2 is parallel to F3, so that these three forces are parallel to each other. Okay, and here you can see that they may are in, like if F1 is going upward and F2 is going downwards and F3 is going upwards. Okay, now we'll do one more thing. Like here first we learn that parallel force system is divided into two parts, like one and unlike one. Here you can see that if the direction is same, like if the two forces, like how many forces are applying there, if the two forces are in same direction, they are called as like forces. If the two or more number of forces are there, that one are in opposite direction. If this one is going downwards, if this one is going upwards, then here we call them like unlike forces. मतलब हम कहते हैं ना, तूने मैंने, like we two wore same dresses, like that stuff, like this one. If these two forces are in same direction, they are called like ones, and if they are in opposite direction, they are called as unlike ones. Next one is concurrent force system. Here you can see concurrent force system. If the line of action of all the forces pass through a common point, then it is called as concurrent force system. Here you can see force F1, F2 and F3 are passing through a single point. Okay, like these forces are called concurrent forces. How many forces may pass through this one? Here I shown you like three forces are passing through a point. In real life they may pass like 10, 20, 30. This is like example of fan. Fan is having like one point, you may call that, and it is having like three wings to it. Fan is the best example of concurrent force system. Concurrent force system is an example of fan. Okay, fan is example of concurrent system. Here general force system. General force system is like, it is not a concurrent nor non-concurrent, whatever, no coplanar. Okay, it's general one. If the line of action of all the forces in a system is neither concurrent nor parallel, then the system is known as general force system. If the, like, what are the forces are there, if they are non-concurrent, like they are not parallel, they are in random order, they may call as general force system. Next we are going for like law of transmissibility. Here you can see that law of transmissibility. The principle of transmissibility of a force states that the external effect of a force on a rigid body is the same for all points of application along its line of action. I'll give you the best example for this law of transmissibility. Here one object is there. Okay, here point A and here point B. For example, I'm here, like I'm here and I'm pulling it. Okay, if I am pulled from this point B side, is the same when I push from this side at point A. The amount of force which I apply here also same, here also same. There is no difference between the amount of force which I applied here to pull this, the amount of force which I applied here to push this. Okay, in the same line of action here, like this is the line of action. Okay, by this you can understand law of transmissibility of force. Okay, this is like whatever you think, it's a rigid body, because rigid bodies don't deform their shape. That's why we took the example of rigid bodies. Okay, here example, like the effect of force P on the above shown body remains same in matter of either if he is push at A or pull at B. Okay, push at A or pull at B is the same. Next one is like resultant of force. As we learned in our like class 11th and class 12th, we learned about like parallelogram law of vector in our physics chapter subject. I think yes, we learned in our 10 plus 1. Here you can see that resultant of force system. If it is possible to find a single force which will have the same effect as that of the number of forces acting on a body, such a single force is called resultant of force system, and process of finding the resultant force is called composition of forces. In simple words, मगर ये तो हमारा वजह से नहीं, like this is too big, so here we are learning short one. In simple words, converting number of forces into a single force. Yes, for example, here P is one force and Q is another force. We are converting these two forces P and Q into R. Okay, we are converting these two forces into single one. That is the work of resultant. This one is called resultant of these two forces. Okay, here they told us, in simple words, converting number of forces into a single force that will have same effect as that of number of forces acting on a body is known as resultant force. ठीक है, समझ गए ना? अब हम पैरेललोग्राम लॉ करेंगे. Yes, I learned this parallelogram law of vector in my first class of my college, like junior college. My friend learned me this one. Okay, it states that if two forces acting simultaneously on a body at a point are represented in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then their resultant is represented by the diagonal of same parallelogram both in magnitude and direction. Here you can see this one is parallelogram. We drawn this one like this. I'll show you. First, how we are drawing, I'll tell. This one is like, these are two forces. Here you can see that. Okay, this one is P bar and this one is like Q bar. P bar and Q bar. The resultant one is like R bar. ठीक है, समझ गए ना आप? मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, इसको ज्वाइन कर रहा हूँ. This one also, and now I'm pulling it downwards like this. Then I got this one. Okay, here I'm applying like alpha, theta. Okay, here also theta. I'm naming it and I'm finding out a resultant. I'm finding out this one, resultant. Here we are going to know resultant of parallelogram. Here you can see we named it like this. This one is resultant. Here Q bar, P bar, here theta is angle here. You can see here, like, consider a force P bar and Q bar which are acting at an angle theta to each other and are represented by two sides of a parallelogram. Here P bar and Q bar are represented like the two sides of a parallelogram, like these are like two sides. By these two sides only we got whole diagram only. The resultant of these forces is then represented by a diagonal of the parallelogram represented by R. This is the diagonal of these two forces. Construction. Extend force vector P bar up to D. We extended like this here. Okay. And now from right angle triangle BOD, like BOD, okay, like here BOD, and this one is like, yeah. Now we are taking BOD. BOD. Okay, we are taking this one from this parallelogram. From this parallelogram we are taking this one. Okay, here 90 degrees, and here is alpha. I am taking, here is theta, here is alpha. You can name it whatever you want, no problem, whatever you name it. Here this one is like R bar. Okay, now you can see that what I am going to do is, like, from right triangle, you know, like Pythagoras theorem, you know, no? Where OB square equal to OD square plus DB square, from Pythagoras theorem. Okay, from Pythagoras theorem we got this. OB square equal to OD square plus BD square. Next thing, what we are going to do, here you can see the same thing we did here. Yes, if here is Q bar this side, here is also Q bar, those are opposite ones are equal, no? That's why here P bar means here also P bar. Okay, like that. Here we are taking theta, here you can see OB square equal to R square, OD square plus BD square, OD square. Here OD is like total one. We know that this one is P bar, so this one we don't know. Like, what we are doing means, here we are taking total, that means OA plus AD. Now we got the total length. Okay, total length. Here OA plus AD whole square plus BD square. OA is P bar plus AD means Q cos theta whole square. Total we got plus Q sin theta whole square. Here P square plus Q square cos square theta plus 2PQ cos theta plus Q square sin square theta. Here R square equal to P square plus Q square. How we got this one? You have to know this formula, like, okay, cos square theta plus sin square theta equal to 1. We applied that formula, we took Q common here, so we got cos square theta plus sin square theta here, then we left with Q square. Here 2PQ cos theta. R equal to, now we are sending square this side, means we'll get root. Okay, If we send square, we'll get root. Here we got root over p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Now where r is resultant, right? We got this one. When theta equal to 90 degrees, we'll get r equal to under root p square plus q square. If we substitute here theta equal to 90, cos 90, what we will get? Cos 90, tell me man, cos 90 is 0. Okay, cos 90 is 0. That's why we got this one, r equal to under root p square plus q square. Here direction of resultant is given by alpha. So we got finally alpha equal to q sin theta by p plus q cos theta. So thank you guys. That's it for this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Till that time, keep on watching. Bye bye.